way I titled this episode Exhaustion.
Yeah, I feel that definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long day. So, greetings, fans, friends, countrymen,
Mhm.
people from everywhere. Lend us your nerdy ears.
It's true.
Man, am I tired. Jesus.
I was
So,
almost I was almost gonna ask. I was like, "Do you want to do this another day?" But
no, 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 no. I mean, there's not a lot of nerd news this week because we happen to be in like a break period, sort of.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna go with we're probably gonna not need to I'm probably gonna not need to do a whole lot here. Like this will probably be pretty quick this
Okay,
week. So at
yeah,
least that's
but
how I feel about it.
it's true. You
Yeah.
know,
So I mean,
we
we've
could
both
fit.
pretty much been crushing a lot the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we have next week, and
Yeah.
that's when you guys get to see us. So
In
should be
all our
fun.
blue shirt glory. So
In double X.
yeah. Yeah.
Or
So
no, it was quadruple X. It was 4X.
are we just gonna start calling me, you, and Scott quadruple X? Is that what you're saying? All four of us together, or all three of us together, makes a fourth guy because we're just that fat. We're just slightly over normal size to be enough
Wow.
where each of us lends a third. Like,
Wow.
hey, you were the one that said quad X, not triple X. So, I mean,
Hey,
I could totally do like a stone cold water thing though, like at the show, but I'm sure I get
I'm
yelled at by
sure.
housekeepers. So, no, I spent all day doing getting all the printing stuff ready and sending out the schedule for the staff and
Mm.
yeah, most things actually went pretty quick. There were just a couple tweaks that Todd had for a couple of the print stuff. Um 95% I agreed with. So,
There you go.
mhm. I'm just
And that
excited.
doesn't happen very often. So
Yeah, we
that's
even had an actual cool discussion about the future dates for the show. So, um
ooh.
it's not really changing, but it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Um, but you never know. But like stuff
Hmm.
happens. We're just trying to be mindful of other stuff going on and things like
Yeah.
that. Try not to push it too hard. You know what I mean? But anyway, um if you guys don't notice, I am in Cranberry because I had to work in Cranberry today. So this is the Cranberry store. That's the graphic novel side. The comic side's on the other side. It's a tiny, tiny store. So but come and check it out. Anyway, we have some stuff coming up. So we have uh
Well, that's we have stuff coming up, and then there was stuff that we already did, like thanks to the guys at the Pittsburgh
oh yeah, that was
comic
great.
show. Yeah.
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 Thanks Ken for the hookup again. I got this awesome Alex Ross Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern matted print with a COA. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
We
very
were
excited.
very excited about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I tried to talk to my wife into letting me hang it in the living room for an hour, but she shot me down. It's it was a very very good hour long conversation, an hour long try, but it didn't quite happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, so yeah, Three Rivers Comic Con next week. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
Um, and also next week we have the guys from Comicsburg coming on. So Marvin and I think DP are taking over again. Probably some Grant, maybe a little Manny. It'll be good. So also thanks to those guys for being our street team and plastering some flyers for us. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so after that show, uh, we'll be in Altoona for Sci-Fi Valley. Um, then the Wednesday after that, we have the Todd. We're calling it apparently Todd's yard sale, which might actually mean that Todd will actually be selling random shit as well in the old store, the VFW. Um, from or not VFW, the old store in Elwood. I believe that's from 10 to 5. And then the next, not that weekend, but the weekend after that. So the 21st, 22nd, 23rd is the next warehouse sale. So coming out for that, we're gonna have some more new books in there as well. Um, a couple 100,000, be good times. Um, then the last Saturday is the customer appreciation sale. 20% off a lot of stuff. 25% off regular back issues. Um, 50% off dollar books. Could be a good time. Um, and then in July we kind of take a break. So uh,
Mhm.
it'll be a good time. Um, yeah, so that's what we got coming up. Hopefully you guys will come and hang out with us for some, if not more than that. Hey, Grant's in the chat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yay, fun. I can I just say how much I enjoyed Grant's shirt at the comics Pittsburgh comic book show. It
Right.
was super awesomely party Hawaiian shirt.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
like you can see them the whole way across. Like while the rest of the guys there are in their black shirts with the yellow gold, or as I like to call it, Pittsburgh goth, gold on black.
It's
Like my hat is Pittsburgh goth, gold on black.
there you go.
Um, but if uh yeah, you could legitimately see him from across the room, and it was awesome. Because like I would just see him there and I'd just wave. And he'd wave back. It was cute. Bob Hall was cool. We got to talk to him for a few minutes. Um,
We
everybody.
were we were one of the most talked about walls at the show
Oh yeah.
with,
Well,
with Todd letting us unleash the beasts
oh good Lord.
there.
I mean, it was like there was a so we brought out the Amazing 15. We brought out the Fantastic Four 1. We brought out the Daredevil 1. It's a good time. So yes, Grant, your shirt was that distinct. It literally was like a beacon of hope in that comic show. It was great. It was a beacon of hope, of great writing and really good indie comics. By the way, you should totally buy Grant's books. They're great. Um, Beowulf, uh, what it's oh God, it's memoirs sub God, I can't remember. It's been a long day. I can go over to the shelf and look, but I'm too lazy to get up. Anyway, but his Beowulf book is very, very good. You should definitely check that out. All right. I guess we'll talk some comics and maybe we'll try to get out of here a little early today. Mostly because I have to drive home. So, oh, hold on. Let me make sure that this is set. Okay, there we go. All right. You're first again. Sorry.
Oh, all right. We got
I
the
don't I don't plan it like that. It's just how when I open the things,
yeah,
whoever's at the top is just getting the first crack and you're
yeah.
more normally at the top. So,
It's fine. It's fine. We got the fall of the House of X. Now this is number 5, and this is the last and the ending of Hickman's X-Men. So it starts off with you're seeing Wolvie fight Nimrod. Um like each page of the book, it seems they keep adding more and more of the X-Men to the fight here. Because next page you see Magneto and Lorna join into the fight. Uh, the next page after that, Cyclops and Nightcrawler teleport and join in as well. Um, you see Psylocke beat beats up Omega. Um, and her Rogue and her join into the fight. So you see pretty much what's going to be the next well, or the continuation of X-Men going forward. Um, you kind of see the end of the book ended in basically Cyclops talking to one of the new gods that was released by Marvel kind of this year. Well, it looks like they got interfered a little bit with this as Scott was talking to this new god. Um, it wasn't bad. If this felt very rushed, only 5 issues for the end of the Krakoa era. Um, but I guess, for what it was worth, wasn't bad. I'd say this is like dippy eggs. Still eggs, but it's dippy eggs.
Yep,
And
see to it is what you're saying.
well, compared to when Hickman first started the Krakoa X-Men, where those first six of House of X and Powers of 10, everybody loved those first couple there because it was so brand new, like almost fleshed out in six. Like the pacing was different with in the beginning than there is in this end. But I'm sure a lot of people are thrilled for the end of the Krakoa era. I didn't mind it. I like the newer take on it, but I want I can't wait to see what happens with X-Men what later in the summer, late summer, early fall when they start pumping out new X-Men. So but I'd say I'd give this dippy eggs with some toast, you know, it's good enough. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't worth the oatmeal. But you're going to get the crappiest of eggs, in my mind. Anyway, so
Okay. Give me 1 second. Just saving something. Mm.
okay.
Oh, man. All right, my first book is Blood Squad 7 by Joe Casey. Now, I'm gonna start by talking about the page, like they call it blood squatting in the back, like the letters page, or
Yeah,
what will become the letters page, where Joe Casey basically talks about how this book is a love letter to the very first Image book ever, um, which I forgot to actually look up, but I'm pretty sure it's Youngblood. Um,
yes.
so, which is now Youngblood is now not actually part of the Image universe anymore. But he talks about how it used to be like this awesomely cohesive universe, and everything was put together. So this was kind of like a love letter to that team. Um, so it starts out with the war in Ukraine, and there's these random superheroes flying through it and like blowing up Russians and stuff. And then it cuts to the White House, and they're talking to the uh like the Secretary of Defense, and you find out that the person leading the team is actually the daughter of the original person in this team called Infinity. Um and it's a lot of uh there's a lot of gratuitous violence. Like there's a dude called Ripcord, and he like has a giant ripcord that comes out of his arm and just like literally ripped people's heads off and cut them apart. It's almost like a giant garrote. Um, it was really cool, actually. Um, and they talk about how they don't even use the whole team yet, and she's trying to keep it from whatever happened to the original team from happening again. Um, and they go on to talk about how to keep it secret, but then how to also bring it back into the fold. And they talk about the original team, and they even show a couple pictures of the original team, which was cool. um and it kind of ends with um like the daughter talking to somebody else that I don't know if they're actually a member of the team or not, but they're kind of in um almost like a astral plane that's parallel to the universe. Um, and then all of a sudden at the end, Ripcord calls um the Pentagon, I guess, and is just like, hey, I need an extraction. Um, and here he ended up going into like a strip club and just like, or like a sex club and like just killing everybody. And he's standing there in like a bloody like robe. Um,
Sounds
it's
very the boys-ish.
yeah, kinda. It's kind of the boys. It's kind of young blood. It's kind of um, it's kind of it's definitely has that early 90s image vibe, which is what I really like about it. Uh so I'm gonna give it oh man. I'm gonna give it a sausage, egg, cheese, tomato on an English muffin with um hmm with a cherry pop tart with no frosting and then a glass of coffee. And I do mean a glass of coffee, like the glass mugs, like
Oh,
just
okay.
to be weird.
The really fancy ones.
Yeah, just to be the real
There you
fancy
go.
one. Yeah, yeah. It's just a lot of fun and it's weird and I like it. And I'm loving like this and um what's the other one? Um why can't I think of what it's called? It's the Tim Seeley book. Um
Uncanny.
something man. Um It's the one about I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, oh, Local Man. It's very, very like I love that too because it's very early 90s throwback vibe. And I just love how ridiculous it is. It's great. So, all right.
Okay.
Can I just say I love this cover first off?
Oh yeah. Well, again, this is a whole. Um,
And
this
why
is X-Men
again,
'97 #3. You know.
and why does Jubilee still have the blow up doll face?
Well, this
That's
time Rogue and the bad guy there, one of the Marauders has it. So there you go. You get
are- is that really a
of them right.
marauder? Or is it
Yeah.
Boom Boom? It
Well,
looks
it's Sinister's Marauders. These are
oh.
remember after the, #1 where he fires all his original goons from the animated series that we all remember.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh
excuse
yeah,
me.
yeah.
And then he hires Sabretooth and like a few other X-Men villains as Sinister's Marauders. So
Cool, cool, cool.
that's what this is. So we pick it up here and Trish is reporting because again, remember this is just before all the '97 stuff started coming out here. She's reporting about the fight that the X-Men are getting into with all these marauders in the streets. And then she looks right beside herself, right beside her is herself, and Morph scares like mocks her and everything, kind of scares her off a little bit. And then he Morph goes over to Jean and Wolverine and turns into the Hulk. Get Morph as Hulk gets on Wolverine, and they do a slow ball special instead of a fastball special. And I laughed a little bit when I read that. And I'm like, okay,
What?
okay. It's silly. But you know what? It's all in good fun. I get the humor in that. So
Okay.
and all the X-Men are all fighting each Marauder differently. Of course, Wolverine is going to go take on Sabretooth. And just as he's about to engage with Sabretooth, Carl Denty comes into play here. And if you don't remember who that is the scar-faced uh, uh, Friends of Humanity doucher slash
Oh,
executioner.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you're getting like his origin story of like where he came from this point on.
Okay.
Um, he shoots Wolverine in the back, and then he's like saying, "Oh, we got to protect the world from all mutants." Blah blah. The typical racist anti mutant thing. And as this is going on, Rogue is dealing, as you see in the front cover here, is dealing with this energy that is coursing through her, and she's not used to the power. Um, Gambit kind of helps her through, like, channel the energy and everything. And you see him in this kind of very romantic 90-esque pose. It's like a like two pager there in the middle of the book there of them two. Um, then as all this is going on, Storm comes in and she blows all the weapons, using her powers, blows all the weapons out of the guy's hands. And uh, as that happens, Wolverine gets a sniff of Carl Denti, and it actually sets off a memory of him when he was with Team Seven, and him and Sabretooth and a couple of the, other members of Team Seven were doing
No, wasn't can't be Team Seven. Team Seven's DC. I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. It's not Team Seven though.
I
It
thought it was Team Seven, but I could
uh
be wrong.
I'll look it up while you keep going.
Yeah. But anyway, uh it turns out when Carl Denti was young, he was a just a local cop being a weapons dealer and dealing it to the gangs in the streets. So uh Wolverine, basically points out, he's like, I don't know how you cleaned your record, but he's like, you're as dirty as they come. Of course, Carl Denti kind of retorts back. He's like, well, I know I've done my background check on you, and you have a long history there. Um, this is when we get the UN coming down, and we get our friend, uh, what's her name, the blonde. Uh, I can't remember her name off the top of my
Boom
head.
boom. Oh,
Huh?
or the
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 human
UN
UN
lady.
person,
Yeah, yeah,
yes. Yeah. So she comes in and she's like, I told you not to fire on the X-Men. They are working with us, the whole 9 yards. Um, and then he goes, all mutants are, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you know what? This is, we're suspending you. And I think this is where you know, where he starts becoming part of the whole Friends of Humanity is going to spawn from. Um, yeah, but it pretty much, like I said, setting up later, like for the series, is pretty good, because you get more background origin of a character it's pivotal in the first couple episodes there of X-Men. So um, I'm gonna give this a solid scrambled eggs with some cheese on it, and a couple pieces of bacon, and a nice glass of orange juice. This was a good solid book. I like this remake of the 97 because they do the goofy stuff like you see in the series, but they do it in the comic book and they rip on the comic things, and it's great. I find that highly amusing. So
that's awesome. I'm still trying to find that. I'm pretty sure it's not uh
it,
it's
it might be like Special Team 7 or something like that, but I know it's like a 7 in there somewhere.
god damn it. It's because it's where he's known as Agent 10, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
When they're wearing like the black like
Maverick was on
gear.
the team.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
like they look like SEAL team, like a
Maverick,
SEAL team type deal.
Marvel. That one. All right, hold on. This is It's Team X.
T-Max.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. You were close. You had the team part. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not right. I'm like, Team Seven's definitely a DC book,
Okay.
but Team X. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. My next book is Rook Exodus number dos. So this book was the book that I really was like, I don't know if I really want to read this when it first came out, like when the sampler hit. I am fucking loving this book. It is so good. The art in this book is bonkers good. Um, Brad Anderson is the colorist. Jason Fabok and Jeff Johns are the writers. Um, so it picks up where Swine has been gotten his ass kicked, and this new character um named something Wolf, not Maria. Dire Wolf. Dire Wolf, who controls wolves with her mask. That's her on the
Oh,
she finds Swine, goes to find Rook. Uh Rook is trying to get to his spaceship that he's found. He's collecting the last part, almost gets eaten by a giant mutant turtle, which was actually a kind of a cool scene the way they did it. Um, and then she catches up to him and basically is like, "Nah, we can't leave. We gotta save this planet." And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about? Swine's dead. We need to go." And she's like, "Nah." And then Ursa shows up with all of his giant mutant bears with guns on their backs. What I said. There's this amazing panel right here, like just you know, guns with laser, bears with giant bears with lasers. Like they're like 3 times the size of a truck. Like it's huge.
nice.
Um, they have a giant throwdown. The rocket blows up. Um, Rook's a bit mad. Um, and they just kind of get away in a way to, and they're going to talk about saving Exodus, but they need the other wardens. Um, and That's where it picks up. Like that's where it goes. It's very fast paced. It's a lot of action. I really enjoyed this book a lot, and I mean a lot. So I'm gonna give this because it's kind of like post apocalyptic. I'm gonna give it like some kind of like like freeze dried ration with like powdered milk. So
Since it kind of looks like Fallout universe, say there's a stem pack thrown in there somewhere.
sure, sure, whatever, that works. But I really enjoyed it. I really, really like this book. Like the art really sells this book for me. Um the writing already I was already in because it was Jeff Johns, but the art on it just absolutely crushes. Some of these scenes, the action scenes are just unbelievably good. So all right, while you do yours, I'm gonna run to the
All right.
fridge and grab a drink. I'll be right back.
All right. This has been a while since I'm talking about Immortal Thor. This is Immortal Thor number 11. Now, what we're picking up here is Thor is talking to Sam Cap to about murder charges in Midgard. Um, so apparently, if you don't recall, he got kind of mind controlled there in the couple books ago. So now they're kind of in the stars where, of course, he can't be charged in Midgard. But anyway, he's on it on the little cell phone, iPhone, and he's in the room with every son and daughter of Odin ever. In
Neat.
it actually kind of is because again, Alex Ross is doing a lot of the art in this book. So imagine seeing a room full of every mythical Thor character that is part of his family line in a room, just sitting there talking about a cell phone and how puny Midgard's technology is. Um,
That's
so that
hilarious.
was kind of cool. It's kind of, kind of what you expect, when Thor's sitting there talking to his brothers and his sisters, kind of a little bit of bickering, a little bit you know, I don't know, was it Loki doesn't like Bragget, was it Bragi, the god of poetry, and
Okay.
it the interaction between those two is very, very um argumentative at best. Um, but he also brings with him a elder brother that none of them knew. He is the god of doom and death called Ullr. I'm gonna say Yular.
Sure.
I Pronunciation again, not my thing, but it's difficult with some of these uh beings and their names. Um, and they're talking while they were in the room. Thor and his siblings talk about they can't find Tyr, and he was the only one that they were all collectively going, we it's weird that he's not here, this, that, and the other. Well, Ular takes them to what's kind of like an in-between dimension. And throughout this in-between dimension, you're seeing a lot of boxes. And within each box is like an entity that's trapped in there. Uh, and this is where they kind of pick up on uh Tyre's essence or slash power. They find a box and they think he's in there, and they end up finding another god in there, and that's how the book ends. Um, I'm gonna give this another kind of solid. The art was excellent. The story's moving beyond the stupid little mind control enchantress thing they had the last two issues. So I'm glad we're getting back to kind of what's going on with these super elder gods that even Thor has a hard time fighting.
I,
Um,
the pronunciation is Euler.
Euler. Okay.
It's ULL, not OOL, and then R. So
Okay. Euler. Okay. But I'm gonna give this like a, a decent ham and cheese omelet. Maybe a couple sausage patties, uh, and a, a big thing of mead, so, keep it with Thor theme, because you got to have mead with your eggs and meat. So,
wait. Was Volstagg in this? Because if Volstagg wasn't in it, you can't have mead.
uh,
I'm just kidding. But I just
I,
love.
I
He's
don't
not.
think he was there.
Oh,
That
he's
Balder was in there. Angela was in there. And Loki, of course, was in there. So it's a lot of Thor siblings that we already knew. Some of the other ones were like back in the Kirby days kind of deal, but no, it was a solid storytelling. This definitely feels very Journey into Mysteries type like vibe that I'm getting from Immortal Thor right now, and I'm kind of enjoying that.
Can I just say,
So
I appreciate the fact that whoever drew this cover drew the underbutt right, like how actual human women look, like they got that little bit of underbutt.
Rob
Good.
Liefeld couldn't do it.
I don't know why he made the like this though. They're like gremlin ears. It's like,
Yeah,
what are you doing? Just trying to be the
you
abomination.
can't draw it like you did back in Spawn, like the way that Todd draws. So
I mean, she also doesn't look like she's standing straight. It's like she's kind of
no, she kind of had doing the hip thing to the side.
no. Like look at like her ankles, like they're like her feet are almost are pointed in toward
Yeah,
each other.
she's kind of like doing a model pose type deal there by the looks of it. That's what that
Doing.
looks like to me.
Like, come on, you got like a rock, one of those rock people behind you trying to grab you. Just Just beat
Oh, a better way to give him a little bit of Asgardian
take
ass.
them apart. Ah, just kidding, just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, moving on. My last book is Sanction by Ray Fox. This book was kind of one of those looks. I was like, I like Ray Fox. I'll check it out. I wasn't really like super excited to pick it up, but because I flipped through it and I was like, this looks really kind of boring, but it ended up being pretty good. So it's about a detective. So it starts out with one detective team finding a dead, naked girl in the streets of Leningrad and in 1987. Uh, so they pass it on to this other guy because they're like, oh, he needs to make his record better. So this is an open and shut. It should be good. And the guy comes over and he's very particular, and he actually figures out that there's way more to this. Um, so he goes to back into work after going to get breakfast, and he like the other guy's like, oh hey, we got an ID on her, and then he goes to this bar near where she was at to talk to people to see if they saw it because she had a small star um on her foot on the bottom of her shoe from a napkin that's from this restaurant. So he went to the bar restaurant, asked a bunch of stuff, finds this other guy who's super trashed, is like, oh, my girl left me. She's not here. Like, you need to help me find my girl. And here it's the same girl, and it's a totally different person's name that what they thought. And at the end, they're like, okay, well, we need to figure out what's going on, and they think there's a serial killer that's hunting and killing people in Leningrad. Um, it's very noir. It's very detective-y. Um, it felt like Russian Batman.
Huh.
Uh, it was very good. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm giving this uh oh warm goulash and a glass of vodka because that in Mother Russia,
That's all you could get for being a
Mother Russia might
police.
eat you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right, that was it, right? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was it. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to show off some of the stuff that I got for not only this weekend, but the wife brought me something interesting from Motor City Comic Con.
All right, hold on, hold on. I want to. This is a Three Rivers promo. So, if you guys didn't see them before, here's the what the Maria Wolf Cobra Commanders look like that you can pick up at the show.
Nice.
Uh, here
That will go.
here are the Thundercats, and there is a foil of the Virgin available as well. All right,
Nice.
and then here's what the Transformers look like non-foiled, but you can also pick that up in foil too. Those will be available at Roop's Comics booth. Just stop by and pick them up, and then walk them over to Maria. She'll sign them for you. It'll be nice. By the way, this stack belongs to Tim Cope. Well,
I'm shocked.
it
I'm shocked.
sort of does, as in
Sort of.
like, as in he didn't pay for them yet, but I finally took them out of my garage.
Oops.
I was like,
Oops.
because Bo, I think, wants me to have her sign his Transformers because he bought a set of the Transformers too.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. Now you can show.
All right. The wife always tries to find me something different at cons other than a comic book. So she found this
Is
Wolverine's Canadian whiskey.
that a tumbler? That's
Yeah, it's like a mini tumbler for actual whiskey.
yeah, it's a whiskey Yeti.
Yeah.
It's cold
So,
out. Well,
yep.
you
Hey,
see,
I like the engraved though. If you look at it, it's you see Wolverine's image right there. I can't hear you.
what's it say under Canadian whiskey?
It says the pain lets you know you're still alive.
And it's gothy. Imagine
Yes. Oh, yeah. Wolverine. Oh no.
Wolverine.
Um,
Oh, Dennis is in the chat.
ooh.
Buddy.
And then I'd like to thank Gray Dog for giving me a deal on a Marvel Premiere 28, which is the first Legion of Monsters.
Nice.
Oh, yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, and I picked up an omnibus of Man Thing, but I forgot the dealer that sold it to me.
Oh, was it the guy across from us?
Yes,
Oh, that was Doom Planet.
Doom Planet then.
Holy
Yeah, hell of a deal on the omnibus is still sealed.
cow.
So I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
That
So
was
I've
Doom Planet, formerly Copacetic Comics.
okay.
We're in Polish Hill.
And what? Everybody had a good time at karaoke yesterday.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, thanks for everybody that came out to that. That was super, super fun. We raised about $200 for the Heroes Initiative. Very excited about that. So yeah.
yep. Even
Uh
though it was hot as balls out there. Oh,
yeah, the humidity really crushed in there and it was rough. There were a lot of people, a lot of people had to go outside because it was still even hotter than normal. Uh,
yeah.
but it was a lot of fun. Um, you know,
Good service.
oh,
Everybody was well, you know, everybody was very good at their job and
yeah, yeah.
you know,
The
so
service there is phenomenal. Like people really need to go there. They need to go check it out. Go check out Sly Fox, the Highline. Go check out Sly Fox up at Point Park too, like across from Point Park. It's like between Point Park and Market Square. It's right
mhm,
across whatever that hotel is there on the right by Point Park. Um, but it's great food. The wraps are awesome. Their sandwiches are great. I had some chili yesterday for the first time there, and it was
yeah. I
super.
think that the next one I'm gonna try their pizza because they have that legit pizza in there. So
Oh yeah,
I think I might have to try a pizza next time.
lit one with a buddy one time. It was very very tasty, and they're all the drinks are great too. So, but the staff is excellent. Everybody who came out was excellent.
Mhm.
Um, like there was a lightsaber duel in the like the kind of like community area down by the thing. But and weirdly, I think there were like three times the amount of trains that I normally see go through there yesterday.
Yeah,
Like
it was a nice day.
we had to crank the music because the trains were so loud that when they came by.
Yeah.
So what is that?
My dog is very upset right now.
Oh,
She she wants a snacky. That's what she wants.
poor little girl. So
Oh, she's so abused.
well, we are out of things to talk about.
It's true.
So last reminder, get your tickets
Oh.
at your local NDC and we will eat the fee for you. So check that out. Make sure you go uh to threeriverscomiccon.com, pick up your tickets. We can scan it mobily. It'll be a good time. It's gonna be super easy. We're we're, we're not forgetting anything this year, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great time though. This is like
Oh,
the
we're
best.
gonna do Thursday morning.
Uh, no, no, no. This next week we'll do Thursday night again. The,
Okay.
after that, we're gonna do Thursday morning before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, early freaking day. It's fun.
Yeah.
Gonna be.
Extra Red Bull.
I'll have a whole pot of coffee in right before we go, and it'll be great. I'll have to pee between every single comic. It'll be great. So much coffee, too much coffee, don't drink coffee. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you next week with our friends from Comicsburg coming to crash the party as we celebrate the eighth Three Rivers Comic Con coming up next weekend at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center in downtown Pittsburgh. Bring your friends, bring your family. It's going to be a great time. And yeah, of course, make sure you check out everybody, all the vendors, check out Artist Alley. Um, Also, if you're going to be at anime night this Saturday night at the Roxy, I believe it starts at 7. I will be there giving away more tickets for the costume contest and hanging out because I really like this band. They're also going to be in the promo area with all the cosplay guys at the show. So you can check out their music, check out their merch. They're a great band. They're really, really good. I really am glad that we're friends with them now. Um, and of course, make sure you go out and buy some comics, your local shop. It doesn't have to be us, but it'd be nice if it was. And
Mhm.
we will see you next week. And hopefully we won't be as exhausted, but no
True.
problem. So, all right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.